You're watching Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London. Bangladesh garment workers are now facing a dangerous deadlock with their Prime Minister and her police force. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has rejected any further pay hikes for protesting garment workers, demanding a nearly tripled wage increase after violent clashes with police and factories were ransacked. Bangladesh's 3,500 garment factories account for around 85% of its $55 billion in annual exports, supplying many of the world's top brands, including Levi's, Zara and H&M. But conditions are dire for many of the sector's 4 million workers, the vast majority of whom are women whose monthly pay starts at 8,300 taka. A government-appointed panel raised wages on Tuesday this week by 56.25%, but against demands of a 300% wage rise, which resulted in serious violence across the country's streets. In response, the Prime Minister, known for ruling the country with a rod of iron, warned the protesters if they took to the streets to protest, they would lose their jobs, lose their work, and would have to return to their villages. According to union leaders, Hasina's speech has created a climate of fear in the industry, warning it had given security forces permission to violently crack down further on protests. The protests have so far left at least 3 workers dead and more than 70 factories ransacked since last week, with police arresting more than 100 protesters, including several union leaders, over charges of violence and vandalising factories. The Netherlands-based Clean Clothes Campaign, a textile workers' rights group, has dismissed the new pay level as a poverty wage. Washington has also condemned violence against protesting workers. The United States, which is one of the largest buyers of Bangladesh-made garments, has called for a wage that addresses the growing economic pressures faced by workers and their families. Sheikh Hasina has faced political protests for several weeks against her draconian rule of the country, with general elections looming in January next year. You've been watching Satluj TV News, and don't forget to click on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And of course, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below, or indeed drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We would love to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching for Satluj TV News. I'm Angus Scott in London.